Hey guys, Marvel here, and welcome back to episode 4 of my Java tutorial. And today we're going to be going over class methods and calling methods and strings. And I have two classes here because, kind of the thing we're calling classes and methods. So the first thing you want to know is to call a method. You can see I've made a quick method right here. Where is it? It's called add. Public. What this one can be private, I think. Yeah, that can be private, but anyway, private double add. Now, I could have put void here like I did here, but basically what double means, it has to return a double value. And as you can see here, I add and then I put in two parameters. So whenever you call it, like you see I'm calling it down here, I'll get to how you can call it in a second. I have to put in two types, like two values for the two types they put up here. Now it takes those two, adds them together, and makes it equal to C. I system out print C is equal to C, and then it returns C. You can use C in the return value, so if you're calling it, it will return something, so that's pretty cool. Now, if I want to call add, all you have to do is just type in add. Now this is only if you're in the same class. So we're all in the same class, so we can just do add like so, and then I think non-static method. Oh yeah, we have to add in let's say 1.843 and 4.56. And why is that erroring? Make add static. Oh, okay. I do not know. I don't know why. Actually, you don't even need to make it double. If you don't need to return a value. Like you can still have everything. Like you can still put parameters in, even if it's void. It's just when you make it double, it returns a value, which is I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure when you call it, it will return it. So that's what you get. So we've just called it up here. So when we run the method, that's the wrong one. We have to right click here. Run. I'm gonna run. Which one am I running? Okay, this one. C is 500, so whatever. So he added these together. Add these two together. And made it equal to C. And now we can call as well. So we could just get rid of this inside here. And we can do that and just do call. Like so. That works too. Except that I think that has to be static. Yes, this has to be static, and that can be public. I mean private. So yeah, that's one thing that I find really useful. If something like that occurs, just Alt Enter and it'll give you options of what to do. So now when we run it, you can see this is calling. It did the same thing. It just had different variables. You can see it called call, and then the calls add with already set parameters in here. So you don't have to do them up there. But I could have made this A and B and put parameters in there so that you put them in there, which is kind of useless though. I guess not useless, but it just might as well just call add. But yeah, now we have our second class. Now this has some things in it. It's pretty simple. It just has a string named string. This is a string, and then we have a public string get string return string. Public void get set string string. So this is the variable. This dot string, which is referring to this, is equal to this string. So whatever you pass through will get we'll set this string to be that. So basically, I'll let me quickly go back here. So basically, how you use them is you first of all have to make a actual a object for the class you want to call. If you're calling from a different class, you have to make a object. So you just put the name of the class you want to make an object of, the name of the object, which I named CMAC, just because that's shorter than that whole thing, and then equals to new calling methods and classes too, and then brackets, and then semicolon. So that's how you make a object, which now you can use in here. So now system out print, and then we have CMAC 2 dot get string. So now this is basically getting string. So let's get rid of call here, and we are gonna replace this with set and oh, I have to make this static. What? Why can't I use that? No. Okay. That works. So you can also do that calling. Yeah, there you are. That works too. Clearly, I learn new things every day. You learn new things every day. Alright. So, set and get string. When I run this, let me just quickly go over it again. Println CMAC, oops, dot get string. So this is basically going to print out the value of string. CMAC dot set string. So whatever I put in here is going to set it. So which is I get the value of string, and then I'm going to add .txt to the end of it. Then I'm going to print out string again using get string. So, and that errored. Exception in main. Null pointer. Okay, well, you get the idea. That's how it should have worked. But then maybe that's because I just CMAC equals new calling new thread. Oh, okay, that's probably why. Okay, yeah, let's try that. That's probably why. Yeah, you just have to make that private static. Alright, so this is a string, and then this is a string.txt. Basically adding that onto the end. So that's what that does. We've covered everything in here. We've covered getters and setters. We string out, which is pretty simple. That just prints out string, which we can do. We can just call. We can call right here. We can call cm dot string out. We can do that, and that will just print out the string value. And to notify, we can write we can do this, and then dot get and set. No, we don't even need that. We just go set and get string. Now it's gonna do the .txt thing, and then it's gonna print it out again, and this is from the string out. So you can tell that it's a global change. It's not just a change from there. Now we have add, which is basically the exact same, but it's just crossing this time. So instead of looking at it, I'm doing the same thing. Let me just clear that up. And then now we can do CMAC, whatever, CMAC dot add, and then we just put in 2 and 2 equals 4. Except I need to have a semicolon on the end. 2 equals 4. X equals 2, Y equals 2, 22. There we are. And then test for, this is pretty cool. You just, whether Boolean is equal to true or false. So we can just go CMAC tab dot test4, and then Boolean is going to equal true. And when you run this, you'll notice, okay, setting B to false. So it starts as true. If B is equal to true, then system out print line, setting B to false. B is equal to false, B is false. So if I put this in a println statement, this should, now it's gonna print out setting B to false, right? But then it prints out false because this is basically gonna be returning the value as well, which is actually pretty awesome. So it's also doing that. And if I had set this instead of false to being false right here, then it would not do anything. It would just be to false. Anyway, you get my point. Anyway, you could probably troubleshoot, unwrap. You don't even need that. But that's basically about it for this episode. That's how you call methods and classes, or methods in other classes, and you can embed methods and basically do anything you want with them. Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of Java Tutorial, and I'll see you guys all later.